Okay, we've started the recording. Okay, so I am so excited. Oh, somebody else joined us. Is your video not on? It could be that your video is not on. It's either Rachel or Lindsay.
Down in the bottom corner, bottom left corner to turn on the video.
Yeah. Maybe they can't hear us yet. Okay, we'll go ahead and continue on. So this is week 3, guys, and I am so excited that you are part of our 6 Weeks to Success week 3. We're going to be talking, we have a guest speaker, so I'm going to let her talk to us, but I want to introduce her real quick. Suzanne is part of a mastermind group that I am privileged to participate in. And we meet twice a month and through Zoom, just like we're doing, and we discuss team growth and goals and ways that we can grow our own businesses also. But just to let you know a little bit about Suzanne is the fact that she started in 1998 and she became a director in 2001 and then promoted to advanced director in 2010. She's earned excellence 3 times, which is the top of the company, by the way, you guys. And she's earned 16 trips in 18 years. And I just have to ask you, Suzanne, before I go on, which is your favorite trip?
Oh, that's always such a hard one.
Yeah.
My personal favorite was probably the cruise to Alaska, the 7-day cruise for Alaska.
I agree with you 100%. Mine too.
Yeah,
Mine too. And so she's also attended national conference every year since 1999. She's currently has 24 in her personal team, but overall, you guys, hold on to your seats, she has 250 consultants in her overall downline. And so she's got 2 first-gen directors, 2 second-gen directors, and 6 third-gen directors. And so in 2016, I think this is staggering. This is awesome. In 2016, they added, hey, Rachel, 149 people to their organization. And so far in 2017, they've added 175. So that is absolutely amazing. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to you, Suzanne. If you want to do a little little introduction about yourself, maybe why you got started real quick, and then just take it away.
Sure. Well, thank you, Wendy, for inviting me here. It's always fun to come in and meet other people within Pampered Chef. I got started years ago, like most people, because I wanted all the products and I didn't want to pay for them. And I wanted $300. I was home with 2 little kids, and we had the one income and no other money, and I really wanted to send them to preschool so I could get away from them for a little bit. So that was a big part of why I got started, and I started having success right away because it was also my opportunity to get to meet people. I'm actually Canadian, and so when I started here, I didn't know anybody. So when people say they don't have people to ask, I really understand what that's like. So that's why this particular topic, which Wendy probably didn't think about when she asked me to talk to you guys a little bit about prospecting for new business. It's actually a topic near and dear to my heart. So hi, everybody. So to start with this, what I really wanted to start talking about is not where you think I might want to start, but it's about something that's called, I call it's normal and it's inevitable, the cycle of direct sales. Has Wendy talked to you guys at all about this? Go like this or go like this, because you're all on mute. No, you haven't. Okay. So there's a graphic that Wendy can share with you guys later that kind of that shows it, but I'm going to describe it. So basically, especially when you first start, you're in a growth phase, right? Because you're asking people and you're growing. And then the next phase in the cycle is plateau. And that's where things kind of stay the same. And then the next phase is actually decline, because a lot of times when you've had growth, you're like, okay, I've got 6 shows, and you do your 6 shows, that's the plateau. but you haven't kept asking people, and then you move into the decline. And when you're at the decline part, this is the time where you think, this is it, it's over, I knew this would happen, there's no more business, nobody out of the 325 million people in the US want to have a party with me. It's done. Anyone had those thoughts? Yeah. I know, not with the 325 million, but that's the way a lot of us think. Especially when we hit into a decline, we tend to think nobody out there wants to do anything with me, right? Yes, you've had that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So every one of us faces this, and Wendy will probably agree with me. You can go through this cycle in one day. It's not in 1 week or 1 month. You literally can do this in 1 day. So there's 2 ways you can choose to respond. So if you're in the decline or even at the plateau, the next phase is actually rebuild. So you have to make a decision, though. There's 2 decisions. You either give up, or what most people do, they don't say they're giving up, but you hang around to just wait and see what'll happen. Has anyone perhaps done that? I'll just wait. Somebody will ask me to have a party, or it'll just wait. So I call that the stationary butterfly catcher syndrome. Okay, so that's the waiting around. Or you're going to make the choice to reach out. And I can pretty much guarantee you, anytime you've called or talked to Wendy and says, there's nobody who wants to book with me, what's the first thing she'll ask you? You guys are all on mute, so you can't answer. But she'll probably say, who have you reached out to? Right? Okay, so that's the actively seeking your butterflies. So just in case that doesn't make sense to you, the stationary butterfly catcher is standing there with their butterfly net in the middle of the field with all sorts of butterflies all over. And they're standing there hoping that a butterfly is going to fly into their net. And it can happen, right? It can happen. But what's the better way to go catch your butterflies? Run around the field and wave your butterfly net, and you go and catch some butterflies. Make sense? So are you guys butterfly catchers or butterfly pole holders? You're a catcher. All right. So personally, I really like the generating new business and finding new people. So you guys are here to grow your business. That's why you're on a 6 Weeks to Success course, right? So that probably involves you getting a little bit outside of your comfort zone. And you may also be on here waiting for Wendy or me or whoever you're talking to give you the magic words that will make it all happen. Anybody waiting for magic words? Wendy's going not like this because there are no magic words. Okay, there's no magic words. There are some words that are better than others, but no magic words. But what there really is there is magic that you can access. Excuse me, I have to get my people who just came in the house. Guys, I'm recording now, so I have to be. Can you guys be quieter? Thank you. Sorry.
It never happens to any of us.
The little child, bend down. There's my little child that
Hey.
when I started, who's now 22, and he was 2 and a half when I started.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, no magic words, but what the magic is in a great attitude. Okay, and the great attitude. There's 5 components to me on your prospecting and obtaining new business. And I'm going to list the 5, and then I'm going to go back and we'll talk a little bit more about each one. Okay. So number 1 is be positive. Being positive in the right way. I'll come back to that. Number 2 is be excited and enthused. Number 3 is accept and be excited that success comes through failure, not in spite of failure. Number 4 is be intentional. Look to start conversations and be ready to follow up. So that's all together in number 4. And number 5 is be active and persistently patient. And what that means is, that last part, and I'm going to come back to it, is you need to learn and teach yourself and accept, to hear and accept that not right now is future business. It's not a no. How's that sounding so far? I only have one person left who's looking.
Donna's listening. I know she is.
Okay.
I am. Sounds good.
Okay. So let's unpack those 5 things a little bit. You thought I was going to tell you to go out and, pamper a business and things like that. That's possible too. But before you pamper a business, you have to be ready. So number 1, when I say being positive in the right way, what I mean is you get what you expect. So if you are positive that nobody out there wants to have a party, you're going to get what you're saying to yourself. So you need to frame your thoughts in the way that you will get the result that you want. Okay? If you frame it, I'm going to go out and make good contacts today, you're going to make good contacts today. If you frame it that there's plenty of business out there, I just have to find it, that's what you're going to get. So it's not about being Pollyanna and such, but it's thinking the right way. Okay? If you expect people to be friendly and respond to you friendly, you're going to get that. If you go around thinking that, oh, you can't trust people, guess what? You're going to get that too. That's sometimes uncomfortable for people to realize or to accept. One of the things that I do want to encourage you, and I don't know whether Wendy's ever talked to you guys about this or not, because it's actually hard for the director sometimes to say this. If you are somebody who likes to have a rant to get things off your chest, and you do that on Facebook, please stop. I can guarantee you that you won't be getting too many bookings or continued business if you are somebody who gets it off your chest in a public forum like that. Okay? So if you have done that in the past, it's okay to have your rants, but make sure you do it to specific people. Do a list, not to everybody. Please go back and scrub your Facebook. Remove posts. Do not leave negativity up there. Okay? Future business will not come with that negativity. Sorry if I offended anyone. Point number 2 is be excited and enthusiastic. So what are you excited about with Pampered Chef right now? Okay, are you excited? Are you going, oh my gosh, the amazing 3-ingredient ice cream. Even if you haven't made it, you've been seeing people make it, right? You're seeing it on Facebook. Are you not drooling over it? So be ready to share that excitement about something new and exciting with Pampered Chef. Or you might be into the silicone spoon maker because you like to stir your chocolate spoon into your coffee. That's something you can be excited about. Be excited about something, that enthusiasm. If you do cooking shows, fajitas and margaritas this time of year, I can be excited about fajitas and margaritas till the cows come home because, 2 of my favorite things in the world. People buy your enthusiasm, okay? People want to have parties with you because of your enthusiasm. They want you to know what you're talking about, but that comes after they've bought into your enthusiasm. And that's part of why brand new consultants tend to have great success with everybody they ask is like, yeah, okay, I'll have a party, because they're usually going, oh my God, I'm so excited. I start with Pampered Chef and I'm doing this and blah, 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 blah. And everybody's like, oh, okay, let's do it. And then you start, you go into the plateau and you get, yeah, okay, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. and nobody's booking with you. Because where's that energy, enthusiasm, and excitement?
Gone.
On. It's still there. It's just gotten a little more professional. Okay. Always ask. And if you're like, oh, I can't think of what I'm enthusiastic about right now, think of it. And think of it before you pick up the phone, before you make a message to somebody on Facebook, private message. You're like, well, why do I have to do that? They can't see me. Smile. Smile.
Every time before you pick up the phone, you should smile. Hear it.
Yes, they can hear it in your voice. Absolutely. But the thing is,
That is correct. That is correct.
oh, it's absolutely correct. I'm getting so
Yes.
enthusiastic. I'm getting hot. It's a bathing suit here, in case you're wondering what is she doing. So that enthusiasm comes through even on Facebook, even in private message. Here's a side thing. I don't know if you guys have ever looked at Amy Cuddy's presence. It's about body language, and it's not how to read body language. It's about how bringing forward your best self. And when you sit up and chest out, shoulders back, ready, your enthusiasm will pop up as well. If you are hunched over like this, you're going to get hunched over results.
Yeah.
Okay? You thought I was going to give you something real specific. This is actually really important. If you're enthusiastic about your rock crock, not heating up your house at this time of the year, you're using microwave or being out on the grill, whatever it is you're excited about, be ready to share it. Okay? Number three is point, accept and be excited that success happens through failure. So how many of you heard the go for now, go for no? Have you guys heard that phrase or going
Yes.
for no?
Mhm.
Okay. Excellent. Then I don't really have to explain it too much, but most people actually seem to think that success, especially this time of year when there's been all sorts of posts on Facebook about all the success people are having, like, yay, you've earned excellence, or you're walking the stage as a new director, and you get to conference and you're going to see all this success. And it's going to be really easy to look at it and think, oh my goodness, nothing went wrong for them. Everybody said yes to them. Nobody in their family had any emergencies. Nothing happened that was negative. It was all success. Doesn't happen that way for anyone. Well, if it can, sometimes for a couple days at a time. But there is no success that doesn't come through failure. Okay? And what I mean by failure is hearing no. And I want to tell you a story. Some of you, I don't know if you've, do any of you know Lori Gilbert? Okay. You will probably hear about her at conference. She's a friend of mine up here. Hold on, my notes are doing funny things. Okay, it doesn't matter. I know this without looking at my notes. So Lori Gilbert, the going for no thing. Lori Gilbert at the last week of April was asked by a friend of hers, how far are you away from excellence? Because Lori has earned excellence before in other years. And Lori's like, oh, I don't know, I haven't checked. Because she knew she was a long way away. So her friend, well, look it up. So she was just over $19,000 away from earning excellence in sales. Now, if you were $19,000 away, what would your response be? Not a chance, right? So guess what Lori did in May? Lori she actually sold just over $21,000. Wow. She did 25 virtual parties and 2 cooking shows. To earn that. Now here's the really, truly amazing part. She had never done a virtual party before. By the end of April, she had never done a cooking or a virtual party. And her friend who first asked her about this said, well, I'm going to show you how to do it. And she coached her through it. Okay. $20,000 in sales. How many people do you think she had to reach out to generate $20,000 in sales to get those shows? How many people would you be willing to reach out to potentially? How many?
More.
20, 24? Well, guess what?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's about 100,
You're thinking 100?
at least.
At least is right.
Wow.
She reached out to 500 people. And part of that was momentum. Once she started reaching out to people, she just kept going. Because so that averages out for 25 virtual parties. Now that's 25 parties submitted. There were some duds in there. So she actually did get more than 25, but 25 submitted shows. So that is one yes or one booking for every 20 people that she reached out to. Now, would you say a $20,000 month was a month of success? But
Yes.
Yeah, but it was success that came through a lot of no's. Now, the other interesting thing is a lot of those were not actually no's. A lot of those were, I can't do it right now. So she has an exceedingly full calendar for the next 3 months.
But the big point is she didn't give up. She didn't give up after, she may have heard 10 no's in a row. She did not give up.
Nope.
Because her why was bigger than her butt.
Her why was extremely bigger than her butt. My mother's now calling.
I think your mom has, we've been on calls like this before, where her mom has called.
My mother calls all the time, so.
Ability to know when you're on a call.
She does. Success through failure for her. She never gives up.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other part of that story is her why was bigger than her butt. She did not actually start out thinking she was going to get there. She thought, okay, I definitely am going to try and get some on the calendar. And as she kept going, she went, oh my gosh, I can get there. I can get there. So the other part of that story is that quantity is more important than quality. Because you could say, well, what magic words did she use to get people to have the party? And they weren't really magic words because only 25 people said yes, right? But what she did ask was, she said, hey, I'm trying something new. I'd like to do a virtual party. Will you be one of my hosts to do this? It was really fairly simple. Quantity overcomes quality. Okay. No need to be perfect, just ask. Point number 4 was about being intentional. And remember, I said when you want to grow your business, you have to get out of your comfort zone. If you stay in your comfort zone, you're going to stay. You're just going to stay. You have to get out of your comfort zone. And Wendy, our accountability group that we're in, we sometimes push each other out of our comfort zones. And it's not always fun. And sometimes we go kicking and screaming. But every one of us in this group have done things that we really didn't plan to do. But we went, okay, and did it. So you have to be intentional. Now, what I want you to be intentional about is starting conversations everywhere you go. Now, Donna is on here with the phone thing. And she started out before you guys got on saying she went camping today, or this weekend, and she came home with, what, $200 in orders, you think?
Yes.
So you started conversations with people while you were camping.
Yes.
Awesome. So this is actually the part that I want to challenge you guys to do, is starting conversations wherever you go and practice your conversations. You want to make a compliment. The easiest way, I always find the easiest way to start a conversation with somebody is usually complimenting them on something. Oh my gosh, I love your bag. Oh my gosh, your shoes are so cute. Your child is adorable. Something real. Don't compliment somebody on the shirt that you hate. That doesn't work. Make it real. Oh, they got cute earrings, whatever. It's just something that I can start and then follow up with a question. Where'd you get them? Or whatever. So you want to practice making connections with people. And in making your connections with people, you may or may not get to pop the question, do you know Pampered Chef, or can I keep in touch with you? Your goal is to get there, but you hope to get there. Your goal is actually so that you both walk away feeling like you just had a really nice chat with somebody. You're going, well, wait, aren't I trying to get business? I can guarantee you, the better you get at making those connections when you're out, the more business you're going to get. Okay? Now, you do want to, most of the time when you've had a lovely conversation, now Donna said she just came home with $200. I'm sure she didn't start out whatever conversation she was having with that person with, so do you want to buy some Pampered Chef? You know, she made points of common ground, found common ground, was talking with someone, and usually in the conversation, it's going to get around to you being able to say, I'm with Pampered Chef. Have you heard of Pampered Chef? Right? You guys have all done this, but do it more deliberately. Okay? And my favorite way to be more deliberate about it is to put 10 mini catalogs in my purse. And you can put a sticky note on the, well, the old style is you put the sticky note on your 10, and I number them 1 to 10, and I get their contact information on the sticky note. Of course, these days you put it into your contact information, but your goal is to hand out at least 10 mini catalogs each week, which sounds easy. Sometimes you really have to push yourself to be getting those catalogs out. They, of course, have your contact information. And hopefully, of those 10, you're probably going to get maybe 5 people that will give you further information. But you're now 5 up from where you were at the start of the week. Okay? Have you ever given them that challenge, Wendy?
I have in the past, but I don't think Rachel or, oh, we've got 10 minutes. I don't think Rachel or Laura was on there. Dawn, I think we've given it out when you've been, maybe when you first started.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We haven't done it lately, but you know what? You bring up a good point. I need to start, obviously I need to do that again.
Well, it's whenever you're trying to grow a business, you want new business, okay? One of the things a lot of us do is we keep going back. Now, we always want to nurture our current customers and keep them, but it also involves new people, okay? It'll mean you're refreshed for your other people. You let them have a breather too before you come back. So, so I want you to hand out the 10 things. The other thing I've been doing when I talk with somebody, I'd say, you know what, I've had such a great time talking with you. I would love to keep in touch. If I brought up Pampered Chef and I said, I have a Facebook virtual, a Pampered Chef VIP customer group. I would love for you to be part of that. And I pull up Facebook and I say, I can invite you with your email. And I type it in Facebook. I can friend her if she wants to friend, but not everybody wants to friend. But you can add them to into a group without being an overall friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys know how to do that. So you want to build up that way. When I said about going out of your comfort zone, of course, this time of year, there's teachers around. Call on your teachers. Go to the pool. Go places where there's people hanging out. Okay, so. Number 5, point number 5 was being active and persistently patient. And what I mean by that is truly, truly accepting and hearing when somebody says, I can't do it right now. That's future business. Okay, there's some very stock answers that you should always say when somebody says, no, not right now. You can ask, so you know, is that no forever or not for right now? I see a nodding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because then you know. And if they say, no, I really don't want to do it, you can say, thank you. That's absolutely fine. And you're both happy. But if you walk away and you don't know, you didn't do your job. You didn't ask enough to understand. And most of the time they'll go, oh, no, I just can't do it right now. I'm so busy. Which leads to, what do you say when they're so busy? Say, great. What's going on? What are you so busy with? Curious questions so that you understand. You're not trying to overcome and pummel somebody, but you're trying to understand and make connections. What's keeping you so busy? And then almost always, I'll agree with them that they're way too busy right now. Sounds like August would be better for you. What do you think about August? Oh yeah, that'd be so much better. So you're not overcoming, you're understanding and offering. The persistent part is to not just say, okay, sometime in the future, but to be a little more intentional with your date. Is this stuff you guys are all doing already?
Yep.
Good. Okay. Sometimes it's good to hear the things you're already doing. And then the patient part. Where am I here? My patient part is it's a marathon, not a sprint. So a lot of times when we are trying to fill our calendar, we're so focused on the next 3 weeks that we're not realizing that we are generating all this future business. Okay. And the key in that, of course, is the follow-up. So hopefully you have a system to keep track of how you're going to follow up with somebody. And the easiest things, do not let that gremlin sitting on your shoulder stop you from reaching out and saying, oh, she was just being nice to me. She doesn't really want to hear from me. Don't tell yourself that story. Make that gremlin get off the shoulder. Nike has it right. Just do it. You just reach out and say, hey, Sarah, I was thinking about you. It's August. What do you think? Just be straightforward. Most people respond to straightforward pretty well. So, I didn't have a great way to wrap this up.
No, we could wrap it up with if anybody has any questions or comments or.
Yes. Comments or questions?
Good information.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely need to work on the handing out the mini catalogs. I've had 10 mini catalogs in my gym bag that I bring to the Y every day with me, and they sit in my gym bag. So I need to be more, I'm going to try next week to be more persistent about handing those out and trying to create some more business there. So
It can feel awkward sometimes when you're like, okay, but the more you actually start to do it, the more comfortable you get. So it's a challenge, and I really suggest that challenge. You guys have heard the Pamper the Business idea too. That's another way to do it, but it's one that to me has a higher hurdle than just having conversations with people. So good. I'm glad you're kind of excited about that.
Yeah.
What about the go for no part? How do you guys feel about that?
that's always been a hard part for me. Down after I get, a certain amount of no's. And so I've been trying to keep pushing myself to go back out there. Yesterday, I actually sat down, went through my contacts list and just picked 10 random people to send out a quick little email to just see how their products were doing and, see if they were interested in hosting or, if I could help them out in any way. So I've been trying to find more ways to put myself out there and create more business.
Awesome. So one of the things that I often will say to myself, I play mind tricks with myself, but if somebody says no for not right now, I'll go, yes, I got a no.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever done the 100 no sheet?
We have not done that in quite a while. We would get together and do booking blitzes, and we would actually have a big board and as a team try and get like 100 no's.
I really highly recommend, even on a piece of paper, just, every no you get or not right now, and take not right now as a no for that, check it off. And when you've got 10, have a piece of chocolate, do something. Reward yourself, but actually go, yes, all right, I'm getting closer to my yes. So celebrate the no's. It becomes a bit more of a game. It's a little more fun. So one other thing I forgot I was going to tell you about. Do you guys have prize drawing slips? Do you get from shows or vendor events? I don't know if you guys go out and do vendor events. You probably don't have these from virtual parties, but I end up with a whole lot of these, and I'm not very good about keeping my piles separate. So I end up with piles like this, and I have no idea where these are from. So I will text them and I will say, hey, it's Suzanne from Pampered Chef. We met somewhere recently. I can't remember where. Forgive me, I can't remember where, but I know we talked about Pampered Chef. what do you think about having and I will be very straightforward and say, what do you think about having a summer fun party? I'll soften it up a little bit before and ask them. There's somebody that I can't remember where I met them. If they don't answer or they say no thank you, it's really not any skin off my nose. I have had several virtual parties happen as a result of this. So there's a very specific new business thing that you could try as well.
All right, so we've got less than a minute. We're about to be cut off. So I want to say a big thank you to Suzanne. Yay, Suzanne, thank you so much for joining us. Great information. And for the rest of you, for everybody else, so Rachel, thank you so much for joining us live. Laura and Donna. Everybody else will be listening to the recording. We missed you on the record or on the live call. And I will be posting the homework in our group, in our 6 Weeks to Success group. Okay, guys? And if there is any other questions that you have, you can just ask me and I'll make sure that Suzanne gets them and we'll get them answered. Okay?
Okay, you guys, good luck. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. All right, bye guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.